So this is part two of me sharing my story with you guys. Um, I'm full of emotions because I'm opening old wounds and it's hard for me to get it out. And I'm constantly like re-recording the video. I'm trying so hard to get it out. It's not easy, so I'm gonna get it out, I promise. My dad ended up bundling me out of jail around December, and I ended up going into the hospital to deliver my daughter. I was under the impression that I was going home with my baby. Um, they cut my baby out of my stomach. They let me bond with her for one day, and they ended up taking her from me. Um, my family knew that they were gonna take her away from me, but nobody told me. Um, I kind of understand why they didn't tell me because I was always upset and I didn't know how to control my emotions at the time. Um, it's not a secret that I grew up angry for reasons being, um, but this was one of the situations where I felt like I had no control. Um, I had no control over my emotions. I had no control over my anger. So, um, my family was coming up to the hospital visiting with me. I was thinking that they were coming to visit to support me, and I was thinking that they were just coming to basically welcome my baby into the world. Um, it did seem a little strange to me because I had certain people to come to the hospital that I did not expect to show up because like I really like those were like people that like they were around but they wasn't around. And so um I just thought they just wanted to support me because of what I was going through. But they were coming up to visit the baby because they knew that they were gonna take my baby from me. Um I even had cousins like to come visit me and I wasn't expecting them to be there. But nobody said they finna take your baby from you. I mean, I kind of understand because I promise you, I did. You know, when my dad called me and he found out, he was like, "I need to tell you something, but I need you to stay calm." And so I was like, "What is it?" And he was like, "They are not gonna let you take the baby home." And I said, "Why?" And he was like, "Because of the situation." And he said that he was talking to Department of Children's Services to try to get them to let him take my baby home with him. Um, and then he said that he was trying to get my grandmother to take her in. So because I was like in a panic, I remember calling my grandmother and asking her if she was gonna take my baby or if she could take my baby. Um, I can hear her voice being honest because I have already mentioned this to one of my aunts, but and they know how I feel about it. But I could hear my grandmother's voice that she really didn't want to do it. Like she had like mixed emotions, I guess I would say. Um, so the reason why it hurts so bad because of certain things my grandmother did is because my grandmother raised me when my grandmother raised me when I was at the age of 1 when my mom passed away. Um, she was the mother that I knew. Like she was the only mom that I knew. Like um, I call her mom. You know, I call her mom, and that's why it hurts so bad, because I don't look at her the same, because it's like, if people would own up to what they say and what they do, it probably wouldn't bother me so much. But I know when I speak about it, people treat me as though I'm lying about what I say my grandmother said, or what I say my grandmother did. Like, I'm not trying to attack her, because my baby is not her responsibility. But I was asking for help in a time. So I was asking my grandmother for help at a time where I felt like I needed her to help me the most. I was panicking because I didn't want them to put my baby into foster care. I was afraid that she would go in foster care. Um, so all while finding out that I wasn't taking my baby home, the guy pops up at the hospital. I asked my family not to tell him that I was delivering the baby, but um, somebody contacted him and told him that I delivered the baby. Um, so when he got there, of course he walked in the room again as if nothing ever happened. High spirited. Hey, how you doing? Oh my gosh, she's so beautiful. Stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here like, who told him? Like, who told him to come to the hospital? Like, I don't want him in here. Like, what part of I don't want him around me or my babies don't y'all understand? Everybody was saying that I was overreacting, because they believed him more than they believed me. And so I ended up pushing the button, that little button that's on the hospital bed. And I asked the nurses to ask him to leave, and I told them what was going on. I told them I didn't want him here. I didn't want him holding my baby. I didn't want him around. My aunt told me to calm down, let him visit with the baby, and I didn't understand, like, why are y'all doing this? And so everybody made it seem like I was overreacting, but nobody was really looking at the situation. They were just pointing a finger at me. So the nurse ended up telling him he had to leave. He got upset and started saying stuff as he was on the way, like real ignorant stuff while he was on the way out the door. So when he walked out the hospital room, I ended up breaking down, and the nurse was trying to keep me calm, and she knew that I wasn't taking my baby home. They had already let the hospital know that I wasn't taking my baby home, and she was trying to basically calm me down and talk to me, and she offered to pray with me, and so she kept telling me, like, we're gonna let you keep her in the room with you, um, until tomorrow, because you will be discharging tomorrow, and the baby will be going. They're trying to get the baby to go home with a family member. So the baby's gonna stay here until Department of Children's Services decide where they're gonna put the baby. Because she was telling me that, I started pulling the cords out of my arm, because let me go today. Like, let me go home today. Like, y'all don't have to hold me here. So the other nurses had to come in the room and calm me down, and they ended up injecting something in my IV to force me to go to sleep. They forced me to go to sleep. And when I woke up, the nurse told me, she was like,